Next up, at UFC 305, we have Tai Tuivasa taking on Jairzinho Rozenstruik. Tai Tuivasa 14-7 in his career, a very unfortunate 1-4 in his last 5, and he is on a 4-fight skid. He's taking on Jairzinho Rozenstruik, 14-5 in his career, 2-3 in his last 5. He's coming off that main event win over Shamil Gaziev. If you guys didn't know, Rozenstruik was on our show. Jakey Boy and I were sitting in these chairs, and we hung out with Jairzinho Rozenstruik, and so did premium members. Premium members were able to call into the show and ask him questions live.
Oh. And guess
it's
what?
Not a premium pitch. It's not a premium pitch. Because
right. And last week we had Adrian Yanez on. It was a lot of fun. If you guys haven't watched those shows, we're trying to get fighters on. And I believe, barring any issues, this week, you guys are, 700 people in here. Guess what? If you guys watch Thursday, we'll talk fights. And I believe that Yusuf Zalal should be on as well. So if you guys want to ask him a question or be in the chat or hang out, I think we're going to hang out with Yusuf Zalal this Thursday. So check it out. And also, I'll be streaming Contender Series tomorrow. So thanks for watching, guys. And sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, you're like, we got
Wrapping
3
it
more
up.
fights. We got 3 more fights. Anyway, my takeaway from him being on the show is he's a lot cooler and more casual than I thought he would be. First thing he did when he hopped on the show was make fun of Jacob for wearing sunglasses, like right off the rip. So it's like, what do you mean? What are you making a face for?
I don't know if that's true. I thought
that's
he made fun of you.
literally true. No, he made fun of you for wearing sunglasses.
He was like, wow, that camera adds 80 pounds, doesn't it?
And then you said, I wish, because I'm a skinny little bitch boy. Tai Tuivasa is not a skinny bitch boy. He's a heavy-handed striker with solid volume, great low kicks. He is fast. He is powerful. He's got fantastic leg kicks, a piercing jab, a big overhand. He won 5 fights in a row. He was looking spectacular, and then it's just sort of been a drop-off there. He's lost 4 in a row. Most recently, he was taken down and submitted. Before that, he was cracked and knocked out. And Tai Tuivasa was a man who really relied on his chin to do the things he needed to do. He was an offensive striker with not a ton of defense, but his offense was fast. It was powerful. He had leg kicks. He had some success. But without the chin, things are changing up a little bit. He's taking on Jairzinho Rozenstruik, also a very heavy-handed striker. He's a Muay Thai striker by trade, traveled the world, has been fighting Muay Thai for the majority of his life. In the octagon, however, he's not a typical Muay Thai offensive guy. He's mostly a counter striker. If you overcommit, he's there. If you're off balance, he's there. In the last fight, we saw the jab over and over and over again. He was a little hesitant at times with Shamil Gaziev. I think he was worried about the takedowns, and then once those takedowns weren't what everybody thought they might be, all of a sudden that jab was out there. He was lighting up Gaziev's face until he eventually stopped that fight. He literally outstruck that man 127-22. And these are heavyweights. Anything can happen in a heavyweight fight. One punch on either side of this octagon can change this entire fight. I think Jairzinho wins this fight because we've seen his chin hold up. And while Tai's chin used to hold up, it has been fading over the last couple of years. I also think that Jairzinho is just the better striker, right? I think he's a little sharper. I think the counter striking is very good. But Tai Tuivasa hits very hard, and he's very fast. And if Tai just comes charging forward, if he does it recklessly, he could be in some trouble. But if he does it quickly, and he does it within combinations, he could have some success there. I am going to pick Jairzinho Rozenstruik here, but these are heavyweights, and heavyweights can do what heavyweights do. What do you think, Jakey Boy?
Yeah, I've always been a fan of Biggie Boy. Obviously, I was like one of the only people that picked him against Shamil. I said exactly how that fight was going to go. I said, Biggie Boy's got to do, just be on your bike in the first round. Shamil's going to gas, and then you can do whatever the fuck you want to that man. That's exactly what happened. Shamil gassed, and then Biggie Boy just pieced him apart for the next 4 rounds. In this fight, I think it's kind of a similar game plan. Obviously, Tai Tuivasa isn't going to be like the gassing guy like Shamil was, but Tai Tuivasa, he's had his struggles lately in front of his home fans. This seems like it could be one of those last fights for him if he's starting to think about that sort of thing. He's going to be aggressive. I mean, if there's ever a fight that somebody is going to be aggressive, and Biggie Boy said, I'm looking forward to it because I think this is going to be an actual fight. I think he likes those type of fights because when you blitz a guy as technical with the power as Jairzinho, that's what he wants. He wants you to come in reckless. And I think if Biggie Boy just stays patient, I believe that Tai Tuivasa is going to get a little bit reckless, and those hands are going to be there. Biggie Boy was also on the embedded, and his hands are looking fast. I mean, he had boxing gloves on, hitting mitts, and he was moving those fucking hands. I have all the respect in the world for Tai Tuivasa. Is the way he throws punches, he's always going to be live for a knockout. But I kind of understand. I mean, it's rare to have Tai Tuivasa as like a big favorite, but I kind of understand the odds. I mean, Biggie Boy has power of his own. I think he's going to be the faster guy, and a lot of times speed kind of wins in these situations. So I'm going Biggie Boy here, and I like it.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you. He's the better fighter, but they're heavyweights. But he is the better fighter, and the better fighter should win because he's also not reckless. And Tai Tuivasa's recklessness would only really play into Jairzinho's style and his counter-striking and all of that. $8,900 in DraftKings Fantasy. Well, if you think he wins, then he's going to be worth it because he will win by knockout. $7,300 in DraftKings Fantasy. Obviously, if you're on the Tai side, that makes a ton of sense. You're going to spend the $8,900 for Jairzinho Rozenstruik?
I think so. For either one of these guys to get a knockout, because on BetOnline they have method of victory for either fighter. I think KO was open minus 550 for either one to score a knockout.
It'll be funny, and then watch it just be that sneaky decision heavyweight
I think
fight.
I literally think that Biggie Boy has an opportunity to win by points. I respect the toughness of Tai.
He's got cardio.
Yeah, and he's got Tai. I mean, Tai has shown against good strikers. He was taking his time versus Gane, right? I mean, that was a little bit different. But if he takes his time in there, I really want to get this win in front of the home fans, I think Biggie Boy could just outpoint him for 3 rounds.
Yeah. I mean, anything's possible, and they're both. While they're heavyweights, while they both have a ton of knockouts, they're both good strikers, and they can fight a technical fight. But I don't think, even if Jairzinho wants to fight a technical fight, I don't think Tai will let him. He's at home. He's a fan favorite. Tai, I don't get the impression that he feels the pressure of, I have to win, I have to win, I have to win. I just feel like Tai's like, hey, listen, I'm going to come out here, I'm going to put on a show, and I'm going to be that guy.
Half your money.
It's everything. It is half the money. But I mean, do you feel like
for him? It is. That's probably at least $100,000 for him.
I also think there's all those undisclosed locker room bonuses. A guy like that, a fan favorite.
What do you think his show and win is? It's probably $100,000 at this point.
It's probably
nearly
100
fought for a title.
100. Yeah, it's probably 100. I've said this before. I think him almost fighting for a title is the worst thing that happened to his career. That 5-fight win streak is the beginning of the end. The expectations were too high, and all of a sudden they're like, here's the best people in the division. Good luck. And then he lost to one, so it's like, well, give him another one. Then he lost to another one. Dude, give one more. He had that 5-fight win streak.
They really wanted him to be a guy.
Yeah, and it destroyed his chin, which is the problem. Because without the chin, all of a sudden he can't just plant and go. But either way, this should be a fun fight. I'm looking forward to it. If you do want to check out the picks, the bets, the round line leans, the artificial intelligence, and everything else we've got going on, WeWantPicks.com. Click Become a Member. It's only $10 for an entire month, and that month will get you all the way through UFC 306. $1.99 super chat from Mirales21. Angelo, how does it feel to live with AIDS? I don't have AIDS. That is a weird narrative that Jacob started.
I didn't start it. You literally said it yourself.
I'm quite healthy.
I didn't say anything. You said it.
Just go back 2 streams. It started 2 streams ago. You said it on stream.
Okay, here we go. Any amount of money. You ready?
Yeah. No. I read what you wrote. Just like I read this.
You read what the We Want Picks account wrote.
I read what you wrote, similar to a newscaster who gets caught with all that stuff. And news bloopers are by far my favorite.